But, as we know by the example of any proud husband being convinced by the cudgel of any proper court, even the most bold may have his aspirations trimmed by constraints.
May we? But how good to reconnect with your brother again. Do you know if he is residing in your old cell?
I think he's down the hall from it, until they can relocate him to a proper penitentiary.
Maybe. Well, I am so pleased you'll be able to stop off in Tennessee, mon ami. Are you there in a professorial capacity?
Oh, no, just providing some support for some of my old students engaging in a street theater piece about book burning in front of the Tennessee Baptist Mission Board.
Will you be flinging fire or dousing it?
I always take my cue from the moment.
No, yes, as you do.
I understand Bruce lives quite close to you, Catatonic.
Yes, he and his mother live just across the parking lot from me, actually, in Pomegranate Terrace.
No, I don't suppose he would like to join us for one of our tete-a-tetes.
When on land, I grant myself a complete and uncompromised sabbatical from his influence. But I will alert his mother you'll be knocking on his door.
No, many thanks, Catatonia. Oh, how I envy and yet relish in the extent of his talents, and look forward to engaging with him in dialogue about his inspirations.
I'm sure you are prepared to keep your expectations low.
I am indeed.
Catwalk! Duty call!
Well, I must cut this one short, alas, Winston.
I'm certain, Catatonia, there is much to prepare.
Yes, but I will see you ever so soon, and give my regards to your brother.
I will. I still have that 60s photo of you brandishing your clenched iron fist in front of that poster of Malcolm X, and I will be sure to send it to him.
Oh, magnifique!
Catwalk!
Bonsoir.
It's the Dragonsail Puppets variety show, starring Surrender, Bruce, Catatonia, and Henri, featuring the Dragonsail Puppets band. Anchors away.
Distance is greater than we've ever known before. Salty sea, prowling body, great tree of swirling sea, on a rush of blood. The drama of the slow surrender to the fall. On the edge of winter and early spring, traveling the fear of the cold, and the restless hope it takes its time. Lighting up the dark to tempt me. Persistent is this dream. Attempt to make it lighter. Attempt to make it lighter. Attempt to make it brighter. Attempt to make it brighter. Do we have to feel the world? Can we take the world as such? Or would it be all too much? I guess we'll take it touch by touch and a hopeful one touch longer. Salty sea inside. He races like a wild silverfish across the dark green sky. He'll vanish before the light. He's a creature of the forest you'll never see. He's a prowling body, shadow dwelling, blood impending. On the edge of winter and early spring, the sunlight finally appears. We'll all agree to move through the steam. Take the world as it seems. Persistent is this dream within the dream. Stranded the edges of the world.
Oh, I do hope my presentation is as masterful as usual. I don't know what the hell this thing is around my neck. I'm just building this plane while I'm flying it. Oh, well, we hope you immerse yourself completely in tonight's show, since we'll be having a little land break for a few days. Serenda's got some silliness to attend to in her neck of the woods. Oh, first off, I'm due in court. Lord, they want me to answer questions about why I was honking my horn at that wedding procession. I'm sorry, funeral procession. I always mix up the two. Well, it's like I said when I was yelling out the window at them, driving like a snail ain't gonna bring them back. And you know, at the time, I was in a hurry to get to the Shame on Me shack. I had an interview for that Bait and Tackle Quarterly. Also, our homeowners association wants me to take a more active role, and I have to explain for the umpteenth time why I am a gift from God and such is beneath me. All I know about our HOA president is what I gleaned from her bumper stickers. Apparently, her boss is a Jewish carpenter, and she's all gung-ho proud about her Eagle Scout. I don't see us bonding. And of course, I'll be needing to catch up with a few ne'er-do-wells.
Georgia Hot Flies! Y'all getting too fast for me. Yes, Georgia, the woman whose bounds have no talent. She herself is having some kind of legal issue. Apparently, she tried to do a rip-off version of some exercise videos on YouTube. And the estate of Suzanne Summers sent that cease and desist quicker than you can say thigh master. Oh, it looks like she's still paying her dues like she's fresh meat on the rack. You know, she got bit by the performing bug as a child. She got to star in an infomercial about teenage alcoholism. She was the girl with the sliver of a liver. And I think she won some award for that commercial she did for the YMCA swimming program. I think it was Best Scream and Convulsion in Water. And initially, I think she received some encouragement from her grandmother. Oh, she would listen to Georgia's Mouseketeer audition, sitting in a rocking chair, counting the minutes until dead. But unfortunately, Nana disowned Georgia for not becoming a singing nun. I think that was truly the night the lights went out in Georgia. But she has soldiered on to devastating consequences, much like those other hussies she lives with. Honestly, is it enough to merely continue? You know, there's little Miss Petri Dish, whose only point of pride is being skinny enough to wear a toilet paper roll as a corset. Now, I'm all for liquid diets, as y'all know, but hers is George Dickel. And I'm sure I'll have to talk her through some stuff. You know, it's always a difficult rite of passage, the night you look around and realize you're the oldest hussy in the dungeon. And then there's that evil old shrew, Velveeta Flames, or what's left of her. Always looks like she's chewing a wasp, auditioning for an aspirin commercial. A giant thumb of a woman with the hair and singing voice of a hockey player. And I have to wear something all the time drab around her. Otherwise, she'd be copying my look. And it's no wonder she can't get there on her own, folks. When she wears that white mother of the bride dress to special functions, she looks like a mini fridge. It's either that or the dress with the giant gingham pattern that makes her look like one of those cube junkyard cars. Oh, crap. I just remembered Georgia's brother will probably be there, too. The human three-hole punch. Just looking at him makes me feel like I need to have a round of antibiotics. Now, I refuse to be in a room alone with him. I'm afraid he's going to slip up behind me and ask to wear my skin as a dress. Anyway, I see y'all on the other side.
let's take a break. You know, hon, dealing with wasted mouth-breathing hussies and ne'er-do-wells means giving up a lot of things. But one of them ain't coffee. Ah, hell no. I'm enjoying life more than I ever did, now that I'm choosing my pleasures wisely from our select group of sponsors, like Ahoy Mateys Coffee and Tea Assortments. Smell that aroma. It'd be nice if I had something to smell, wouldn't it? Now that's flavor that's full of life. Seriously, shouldn't I taste it first? That's good. More than good. It's lively. You know, I'll let you in on a secret. Caffeine can make me edgy.
Oh, yeah.
Total monster.
Quiet.
I'm active enough, thank you. But I am a coffee lover, so I expect more. I don't get the logic of that sentence. What I love most about Ahoy Mateys Coffee and Tea Assortment Coffee and Tea is certainly not the ease with which the brand name just slips off the tongue. It's the deep brewed flavor. Oh hell, now I'm supposed to be back at the table, ain't I? Stacking these cups will somehow explain to you the deep brewing process. Now just look at all that. Deep brewed flavor. You know, some people say that coffee that comes from a little bag ain't real coffee. To which I say, well, just go on with your K-cup, you pious little creep. My fur is fake, and so is my coffee. And they pay me to say it, and that's enough for me.
They're ready, Surrender.
But I'm not. Ahoy Mateys deep brewed flavor packet tea and coffee assortment. You're gonna love it.
Keep it classy, hon. You on speakerphone.
She did what? Oh, Lord, girl, it's time for hospice for all of you hussies. Well, I'm sorry about your silk panties, Georgia. Little Miss Petri Dish should never drink and iron. Now, as you know, I'll be sailing home for a brief 2 weeks, during which my social time will be severely and blessedly limited. So the few times I see you hussies, I'll expect you ought to have loosed all your pent-up drama on those big rice bags that Chi-Chi sent you. Yes, Georgia, next week. I done told you. Cambodia? Now, why would we be sailing to Cambodia? Just north of New York? Lord, Georgia, you're thinking of Canada. And that's 6 months from now anyway. Okay, I want you hussies on your best behavior when I'm there. And is that Charlie still staying with you? Your brother, Charlie? Yeah, that one. Well, please get him on a grooming schedule. If I go to use your bathroom and I see him in there shaving his bag, I'm just gonna let loose in a potted plant. You know that sugar, that benefactor of yours, is never gonna let you move back into that mansion of his as long as you got that piece of wretchedness in tow. Yes, I am wearing that thing he sent me. Chi-Chi thought she could make it work with my ensemble. I don't know. How many more peace offerings is this fool gonna attempt? And why, in lieu of diamonds and rubies, does he send me strings of lizard hip bones? Oh, don't give me that crap about him being an archaeologist, Georgia. He's a smuggler, pure and simple. This necklace is probably laced with fentanyl. One of these days, they're gonna use taped footage of my wardrobe as evidence in a court of law. And you better believe I'm gonna promote the hell out of it. Presents. Oh, I'm supposed to be bringing presents for all of you in return. Please, my presence is my present. You dig? And besides, there's no room in your house anyway, with all those precious moments, porcelain figures, and beanie babies. Well, George, I already told you who he was. That's Chi-Chi's cousin dropping by every so often to check on my place. Now y'all be nice to him, don't run him off. Honestly, you wonder why I don't ask you hussies to do that for me? Please, I'm not having 3 wild squirrels set loose in my house. Y'all just attend to the complex itself. Now, is that flasher still coming around? Well, did y'all find out who he was? His name is Smith. Well, does his baloney have a first name? Listen, y'all just need to call the Stillwaters nursing home across the way and tell them to keep better tabs on the inmates. All right, I got lives to save, Georgia. Just giving you a heads up that when I visit, I want a clean house. And get maintenance to take a look at that creaky staircase of yours. I swear that banister's made out of 5-week-old baguettes. And if we go out to eat, you know my conditions. Separate checks and salad dressing on the side.
So you know what my mama's gonna make for us?
What?
Tic Tac chocolate pie.
Wee! So mitchy!
She says she's making enough for everybody in the band.
Even Surrender?
Well, Surrender said to wait a few years until it's time for her first colonoscopy and she needs something to clean her out.
My mama said she got a basket from Harry and David with extra moose munch.
Who are Harry and David?
I don't know, but moose munch?
Sounds pretty promising.
Well, the first thing I want to do is go to the Shame on Me shack and order the moon over my hammy.
Well, my mama's been watching the show, and she says the first thing she's going to do is sew up my Storm Cloud's design shirt. And our mamas are going to want to have tea time with Catatonic.
Oh, why should I spend my free time with that old cat lady?
Don't worry, you're not invited. You're never invited.
I mean, do you ever have fun with her?
Well, she tells me lots of nice stories.
Do you understand any of them?
Well, I'm sure in time these things will grow more clear.
Well, I'm gonna have fun when we get home. I'm gonna make my own music videos in the crapper, and I'm gonna skateboard over a stack of logs.
How are you going to do that?
Red Bull and Adderall. Then I want to go to Taco Nirvana, where the servers wear those huge sombreros with 50 bowls of salsa.
You know, there's one thing we have to do that isn't fun.
No! What?
Go to the vet for our checkup.
No! I refuse! I eschew!
Well, they have balls to play with in the waiting room.
No! Too scary!
And they have those magazines with pictures.
Oh.
I think it's fun looking for Waldo in the diseased lung.
Well, I will demand compensation.
I think Surrender's hussy friends will invite us to a party.
I always get them confused. Which one always says, I rebuke this in the name of Ramtha?
That might be Georgia. Or Velveeta.
Which one can eat an apple through a tennis racket?
That one is probably Velveeta.
And is Little Miss Petri Dish the one that Surrender says wears skirts so high you can see her armpits?
Well, I guess it'll become clear when we see them again.
Fellas, it's time for the closing number. Surrender can't save lives without her associates holding the scalpels and those little mallets that they use to bang on knees. Now, come on.
rushing at me. Believe in all things, believe in nothing. You believe in me to believe in me to be free. Might have to stay. The island is paradise. Dreamed up in a blind night. Looking near and far, what will you find? We tried, we tried, we tried. Tossing to and fro, the future grows. Imaginated by real all time. Light of the way. The island that is paradise. Dreamed up on a blind night. You're a shadow grown so long in the light. We tried, we tried, we tried. Towards the future is a believe in all things, believe in nothing. Oh, just try to straddle the line. It's life. Believe in something.
Oh, well, my love, how quickly the time passes. Now Serinda needs to remove this string of molars, making her feel like she's being swallowed head first by a python, and wallow around in a tub of pinch my penny body butter. So enjoy the next 2 weeks and the void in your life left by my absence, and know that I will return phoenix-like, without an archaeological tomb explosion strung around my neck. And now go forth and live in life. Or such enough, hussies. Oh, yeah.
Serinda's gowns, courtesy of the Pinch My Penny Markdown Rack. Wardrobe consultation by Chi-Chi's Productions. Personal assistant to Serinda, also that drag queen from Guatemala. Special promotional consideration by Georgia Hot Flash. Serinda's fragrance, honeysuckle passion, makes you feel as vivacious as a girl on a chicken ranch high kicking down the barbed wire coop.